Hello, just a quick tutorial pointing out how you can find assignments and readings for the course. So here's our course on Blackboard. And as you go down in course content, you should be able to see the most current module. Um, and if you click on the title, down below will open up these various folders. And there didn't happen to be any presentations or lectures this week, but there were readings. There are the readings. You can click on those and get those since this is an open educational resource. The grammar quiz is there. Remember, you have 2 tries on that. And then the assignment and assessments. And I realize I've had a little trouble getting used to this. I wanted to make sure that you saw, here's the scholarship essay assignment sheet. You click on it and it comes up. Here it is. And this actually has a very detailed explanation of what you need to have in your scholarship essay. 2 separate things. First, the list of clubs and organizations. That's actually included in the resume, which is not due right now. And then the essay itself, and this is taken from the Fairmont State Scholarship application, describing an essay. You need to write an essay describing your achievements, goals, and ambitions, explaining why you deserve scholarship consideration. In addition, how will this scholarship impact you financially and academically? All right, so when I look at that prompt, these are the notes that I made. You need a thesis statement giving the main reason that you deserve the scholarship. Again, a lot of people feel like this is bragging. It's bad form to brag, but it's not bad form to state your case emphatically with evidence why you are a deserving student. It is absolutely important that you start your essay with a creative burst, something that will catch the reader's eye, make them want to get to know you a little better. It's also important that your goals for the future have some kind of connection with the larger community. That could be a professional community. It could be humanity in general. There are several ways to interpret that, but it needs to be bigger than your own desires. You need to connect yourself somehow with making the world a better place. And then finally, make sure that your essay has specific experiences mentioned that suggest you could make these goals a reality. What evidence, what experiences have you had that have propelled you on the path to your goal of a college degree and a job in your major field? Talk about the experiences that will help to make that a reality. And that really is what we're looking for there. Going on down the page, I realize that video is missing, but I did give you 3 examples of scholarship essays. I know I'm missing an O there. I did realize that. Anyway, here are some sample essays that I think are reasonable. They're not perfect. There are a couple of typos, a couple of grammatical errors here that need to be cleaned up. But these were good first drafts. And they give you an idea, if you take a look here, they give you an idea of some ways you can catch the reader's interest and this one particularly, GD, he gives a lot of examples of how he used his love of taking things apart and building his own computer. He gives specific examples of things that are not necessarily school related, but that show that he has an aptitude and a love for computer science. And so I think that was particularly well done. He brings in even his grandmother's illness when she was ill and in the hospital. He saw how the hospital was doing their computer links, and he saw ways he could improve that. And so I think that's a pretty compelling use of someone whose major is really a passion with them. And the same thing for this last one. So take a look at those three. If you haven't, where is it? It's in the module assignments, assessments, discussion folder. That's just kind of all shoved in there together. And the discussion board is, the link to the discussion board is here. Again, you may post your essay is due tonight by midnight here. However, I won't count it late until Sunday midnight has passed. So try to get it up before midnight tonight so that your colleagues will have time to respond. And each person needs to respond to two other students. And some ideas about what you can say are here in the peer review discussion board. I click on it and it comes up, and here are the directions. So peer review is something we'll be doing a lot. And I really want you to do a good job with this. I'd ask you to follow the golden rule, which is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. No one likes a response from a colleague that just says, oh, this was pretty good, or okay, or nice job, and no comments about what was good, or what made this essay successful. So I've given you some basic comments to answer. I suggest that you, in fact, copy and paste the questions into your response box and answer them. So the first one is about creativity. How does the introduction grab the reader's attention? Does it grab the reader's attention? And if you don't think it's very attractive, try to suggest something that the reader could talk about that would frame the essay a little bit better. Then I ask, what evidence of achievements does the writer offer? Achievements don't have to be major awards. Again, in the case of that student writer whose essay I showed you, GD, he talks his achievements are being able to build his own computer at age 12, and his ability to take apart machinery and put it back together again. So those kinds of abilities could also be achievements. Again, holding down a full-time job while raising 3 children is certainly an achievement. Some of you may have had perfect attendance in high school, and that's an achievement that we typically don't think much about because it just means you showed up. But in an employment situation, it's really important to know that you showed up. Employers want to hire people who show up on a consistent basis. So that could be a very nice thing for you to include in your scholarship application if it's true. And again, you want to make sure that you don't submit any information that is not 100% true. It could cause you to lose your scholarship if the truth is discovered. It could cause you to be expelled from Fairmont State. Don't do it. How could you connect your ambition with the larger community? And then be honest about financial need. If your financial need is minimal and you're basically doing this scholarship application as a school project, you probably don't intend to turn it in, that's fine. You don't have to say a lot about financial need or anything about financial need. It's probably better not to mention financial need at all if your need is not significant. On the other hand, if you are struggling semester to semester to pay your tuition, here's where you can say that. And you don't have to sound abject or pathetic. No doubt you are juggling a couple of jobs or one long job in order to try to pay for everything. So showing that you are actively struggling with life grappling with the situation in which you find yourself to try to make it through school is a kind of resilience that the scholarship funders want to see, and that can be very persuasive. So don't, if you have financial need, don't forget to mention um, the degree to which you have financial need. If, on the other hand, financial need is not your main reason for seeking a scholarship, then you could even leave that one out. Anyway, hope that gives you some ideas about how to complete your scholarship application. You may say, okay, Dr. Schwer, I have submitted my scholarship application for peer review. What do I do now? Over the weekend, I will be reading your pieces. Early next week, I will be reading your pieces and commenting. Um, I will ask you to revise after you see your peers' comments. And even if you don't think you get anything back from your peers, remember, peer review is for two purposes. Yes, it's to get good feedback for yourself, but it's also for you to develop the eye of an editor. If you can edit someone else's writing, it's always easier to do it on someone else. If you can edit someone else's writing, you will get better at editing your own. And that's the important thing here. You may think this is all about helping other people, and it is to a certain extent, but the act of reviewing someone else's draft will help you come back and look at yours and think about ways you could make yours better. The one thing I ask you not to do in peer review, uh, because sometimes students are not sure of what correct grammar is, I would say don't criticize anyone's grammar. Don't correct anyone's grammar. That's my job, and I will do plenty of that when you submit your paper. Um, anyway, that's my um, mini lecture on peer review and your scholarship application. I hope that's helpful. I look forward to reading the applications you present.